The October 14, 2025 City of Daytona Beach Special Magistrate Proceedings. At the outset, I reviewed and approved and executed the September 9, 2025 minutes. Do we have any announcements before we proceed with this morning's agenda?
Yes, sir. I have a couple compliance, starting on page 7. Case number 21, SMG 10-25-199 at 770 North Atlantic Avenue, compliance 10-1325. Next page, page 8, case number 23, SMG 10-25, number 203 at School Street Parcel, compliance 10-1325. Same page, case number 26, SMG-08-25-152 at Pine Street Parcel, compliance 10-1325. We have a few Zoom attendees. I can list those for you. Page 9, number 27 is going to be a Zoom. Number 27 and 28, it's the same respondent. Page 10, case number 31 is going to be appearing via Zoom. And page 12, case number 38 will be appearing via Zoom. And that would be it.
Very good. All right, case number 1, we're going to move to the end of the agenda. And what I'm told, that might be lengthy. We are going to take one case out of order. That's lien review number 1. My understanding, we have an agreement. So Pelican Bay Golf Club LLC, lien review number 1.
Oh, I gotta swear everybody
I'm
in real
sorry.
quick.
Will all those representatives for the City of Daytona Beach who will be testifying at this morning's proceeding please stand and be sworn?
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Okay, we now will proceed with lien review number 1, Pelican Bay Golf Club LLC. All right. And for the city?
Good morning, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the City. Qualifications are on file.
Any respondent?
Jessica Gallo, Cobb Law Firm, 1 Daytona Beach, 1 Daytona Boulevard, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Is this gentleman going to be testifying?
He will not.
Okay, very good. All right, this is here for a review of a lien. It's my understanding the parties have been talking and we may have some resolution.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
We have agreed upon a reduction to $5,000.
Ms. Gao, what say the respondent?
We are in agreement with that amount.
All right, based upon the agreement of the parties, I will agree to reduce the sum of the lien and fine to the sum of $5,000, subject to being paid within 30 days. If it's not paid within 30 days, please keep in mind that it remains as is. So please don't let those 30 days go by.
Okay.
Thank you and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Returning to our agenda, case number 2, BMS Holdings LLC. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent. What say the city? BMS Holdings LLC, for those of you who just came in. All right, not seeing a respondent. What say the city?
Inspector Itani, Code Compliance. Credentials are on file. This case was opened May 14th, 2025. A complaint generated case for dirt and grime, faded paint, no screens, boarded windows and frame, damaged interior surfaces, damaged interior floors, damaged toilet, no electricity, damaged AC, missing electrical faceplates, and damaged smoke detectors. First notice was received June 16th, 2025. Compliance was due July 16th, 2025. Last inspection was October 8th, 2025, and the result was non-compliance. There has been no contact with the owner. Staff recommends a finding of non-compliance with compliance due by next cutoff.
All right. Noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. That brings us to case number 3, Jomar Home Investments LLC.
I'm so sorry, Your Honor. Hey, in fact, I believe we have an attorney here on Zoom. Do with what you want with that information.
For which case?
38. It says Esquire, so I just wanted to let you guys know because we typically do that.
Okay, no.
If not, no worries.
Do you want to, can you ask them if they want to be heard? Or,
I can let you know.
oh, we can't, yeah.
Yeah, they can,
No.
we're not there yet. They can hold.
No worries.
Thank you.
Case number 3, Jomar Home Investments LLC. Is there anyone here for the respondent? My understanding, we have some extenuating circumstances on this case. Who wants to tell me about it?
Good morning. Yes, sir. They do not speak fluent English, so we need to get a court-appointed translator for them. So postponed till next hearing.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. My name is Ron Beanie, and my code credentials are on file.
Okay. It's my understanding the respondent did appear?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, the respondent has shown up. Respondent, from what I understand, does not speak English. And that having been said, we are now required to continue this matter until we can provide a court-appointed translator. So that having been said, we will continue this matter to the November 11, 2025 meeting.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Case number 4,
What language, Spanish?
Sieg to Me LLC at 769 Alabama Street. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
And good morning, Inspector Roosevelt Butler, credentials on file with the City of Daytona Beach. As it pertains to 769 Alabama Street, this is a field-generated case. I conducted a site inspection on July 12, 2025, where it was determined the property had the following violations: overgrown landscaping and dilapidated fencing. The first notice was received on August the 2nd, 2025. On September the 2nd, 2025, the violations were to be in compliance. Last date of reinspection was October the 9th, 2025. Result of my reinspection was non-compliance. I've had contact with the property owner. Staff requests I find them non-compliance by next cutoff.
All right, noting the absence of the respondent, based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance. Order the respondent come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 5, SOMI 25 LLC at 722 Davis Street. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Inspector Curtis Wiggins, Code Compliance, credentials on file. This case was opened June 19th, 2025, a field-generated case for dirt and grime on building and boarded windows. First notice received was July 3rd, 2025. The compliance was due on August 4th, 2025. Last date of reinspection was October the 10th, 2025. The result of that reinspection was non-compliance. Staff recommends non-compliance with compliance by next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 6, David Manulian at 129 Vermont Avenue. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
All right, this case was opened July 2nd, 2025, a citizen complaint case for outside storage, unpermitted carport installed. First notice received was July 7th, 2025. The compliance was due on August 6th, 2025. The last date of reinspection was October the 10th, 2025. The result of that reinspection was non-compliance. Staff recommends non-compliance with compliance by next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon the inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. 322 Daytona Beach LLC at 324 Seabreeze Boulevard. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city? Okay, seeing a respondent. Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Mark Jones, Field Supervisor, Code Compliance. My credentials are on file. This is a field-generated case for dirt and grime, damaged siding, faded and peeling paint, missing access panel, and rubbish and garbage. First notice was received on July 15th, 2025. Compliance was due by August 15th, 2025. I have had contact with the owner. Last inspection was September 25th. Staff recommends a finding of non-compliance with compliance due by next cutoff.
You've had contact with the owner, so what, if anything's been done since your contact with the owner?
Nothing.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon the inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance. In order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 8, 322 Daytona Beach LLC at 326 Seabreeze Boulevard. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This is a field-generated case for damaged sign, dirt and grime, damaged block wall, damaged window, faded paint, rust and unpainted wood, no address numbers, and damaged flashing. The signage and the address numbers have been corrected. First notice was received on July 21st, 2025. Compliance was due August 21st, 2025. I have had contact with the owner. Staff recommends a finding of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff.
Is this building being utilized?
Yes, as you can see, the open sign is lit. It's a Chinese restaurant.
Okay. Noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. ASP Ready Chem LLC at 701 Magnolia Avenue. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This is a tenant complaint for wood rot on exterior rafters and siding and soffit and trim, dirt and grime, damaged fence, damaged carport and garage, damaged windows and frames, broken and missing window glass, inoperable windows, no window screens, damaged exterior door and frame, peeling and faded paint, damaged interior surfaces, trash and debris, damaged and missing fixtures, incorrect sewer line, exterior and interior electrical issues, missing electrical connections for appliances, missing damaged wall outlets, missing and damaged lighting, and no egress, and no smoke detectors. Property was posted on 8/1/2025 with compliance due 9/1/2025. I have had contact with the owner's representative and the property is vacant. Staff recommends a finding of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff.
I'm afraid to ask, but what does incorrect sewer lines mean?
They've used a flex connector on the exterior to connect the sewer line instead of it being hard piped.
Okay. All right, noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's testimony as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 10, Daytona Thunder, LLC. Yes, sir, if you would please state your name and be sworn.
Paul Passamonte, on behalf of Daytona Thunder LLC.
Raise your right hand. You swear and affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Cliff Reckonsome. This case was a
I'm sorry, hang on a second. Mr. Castamonte, do you agree these...
Passamonte with a P.
I'm sorry, what now?
With a P, Passamonte.
Castamonte, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
I do.
All right, I find the respondent in non-compliance. Mr. Inspector, how much time should reasonably be required for the respondent to come into compliance?
By next cutoff.
City seems to think you ought to be able to have it fixed by November 5. What say you to that?
Absolutely.
Pardon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Having found the respondent in non-compliance, I'll order the respondent to be in compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. You run into any hiccups along the way, keep them posted. We'll take it into consideration should
We should
something
be all right.
happen.
I'm his contract to do the work, so that's what I'm
Very
doing.
good. All right, good luck to you.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
Case number 11, NDR Pahokee LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This case was complaint driven. The property owner was first notified on 4/22/2025 by posting. The property was to come into compliance by 5/22/2025. The violations of damaged pool and deck, boarded windows, broken windows, missing window screens, peeling paint, damaged roof, no business tax receipt. The last inspection was on 9/29/2025. The property is in non-compliance. The city is recommending the property owner be found in non-compliance and given to next cutoff to come into compliance.
Where is this location? I know it's Atlantic Avenue, but whereabouts?
It's on the south side, past Silver Beach.
Okay.
But
All right, noting the absence of the respondent based upon the inspector's testimony as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 12, 1500 South Atlantic Avenue LLC at 1500 South Atlantic Avenue. Anyone here for the respondent?
Faye Corneris.
Yes, ma'am. If you would please state your name and be sworn.
Oh, where do I go? Stay here?
Wherever.
Go over to the microphone.
I'm kind of short.
Yes, you are. He'll pull that down for you. There you
Thank
go.
you. Faye Clonaris.
I'm sorry, say your name again?
Faye Clonaris. You want me to spell it?
Yes, ma'am.
F as in Frank, A-Y, Faye Clonaris, K-L-O-N-A-R-I-S.
Okay. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Ma'am, what is your relationship with 1500 South Atlantic Avenue
I'm
LLC?
the manager.
You're the manager. Do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
Well, the wall that is claimed not done was past inspection, and I have the final here, May 2nd, 2025.
Okay. And how about the unmaintained landscaping?
The unmaintained, I have pictures where it was done, except for the north end of the property. That was not completed because of the heavy rain last week. And there's a lot of sand, and Mr. Ricazone was kind enough to, the empty property on the ocean has no protection at all, and all the sand is coming on the parking lot and in the bushes and in the grass of where I'm accused of not maintaining. So he sent a letter to Bostwick, I think it is, that to get somebody to fence off that property on the ocean, so I won't have that problem, because we can't clean it because of the heavy rain and because of all the sand that we have. So,
Okay. Let's hear from the city. What say the city?
only one section of the property is not cut. The back section was cut, the side was cut, the The wall's been done, but they just haven't done the one corner. If they go back a few pictures, there's just one corner that just hasn't been done. The rest of the property has been maintained, except this one corner of the property has not been maintained.
All right, and so just so we leave here knowing what needs to be done, what does she need to know as far as what needs to be done?
That one corner needs to be maintained like the rest of the property.
You know what corner he's talking about?
Yes.
All right. I find the respondent in non-compliance. I assume this can be done by November 5th?
Yes.
I assume this can be done by November 5th?
I'm presuming if we
Okay.
can find somebody to do the work.
If you run short of time,
With
talk to
bike
this
with
man and keep him
coming up.
posted, and we'll
Okay.
take that into consideration.
Do I come back?
Not necessarily.
Just tell him and
Get
he...
the job done or make a good faith to try to do so and keep him posted along the way.
Okay.
All right. In any event, I find the respondent non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Okay, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Case number 13, D&J Global Holding, LLC. Not seeing respondent, what say the city?
Good morning, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the city. McCall cases are on file. This complaint-driven case, property owner was cited for outside storage, multiple vehicles parking on unimproved surfaces, damaged exterior walls, screens, damaged gutters, and an outdoor refrigerator.
Okay.
Let's see. The refrigerator itself, we would like to deem that as a life safety issue. Other than that, the properties are non-compliance. We're asking for compliance by the next cutoff.
All right, noting the absence of the respondent based upon the testimony of our inspector, I'm finding the respondent in non-compliance. And with regard to the refrigerator, I'm ordering the respondent to have that refrigerator removed within 7 days or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. With regard to the balance of the violations, I'm ordering the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Does that cover everything?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Case number 14, Monica Vital Tan at 934 North Grandview Avenue. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This is also a complaint-driven case for unpermitted railings being installed, damaged missing screens, damaged wiring from the power supply to the building, and broken windows. The power supply issue has been resolved. The other violations remain. I have been in contact with the property owner. There has been slow progress, but we would like to have the property in compliance by the next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon the inspector, based on the testimony of our inspector as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 15, Bay Apartments LLC at 1225 South Beach Street. Anyone here for the respondent? Yes, folks, if you would please state your names and be sworn.
My name's Joseph Mahar. M-A-H-A-R.
Amy, last name is Culligan.
What's your spelling on Amy?
A-M-Y.
Okay. Raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
What's y'all's affiliation with Bay Apartments LLC?
I'm the Regional Operations Manager for Florida.
Okay. Do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
Yes.
All right. I find the respondent non-compliance. Mr. Inspector, how much time should reasonably be required for the respondents to come into compliance?
I'd say next cutoff.
Next cutoff's November 5, 2025. What say y'all to that?
With some exceptions, there may be some delayed time with some of the things. We've walked through the property a few times, and we're able to address some of the issues and get some of the buildings cleared. With the amount of work that needs to be done, I may need some extended time for that.
Okay.
I would agree on that because he's already got some of the buildings in compliance, but he's also have another issue with a permit out for resealing the parking lot, and he's got to get a final on that. And there's
Cleared this morning.
he just got cleared this morning. He's saying, so I'll check on that. But he's going to get the permits that he has. He's going to get them extended for other issues. So he may need a little bit more time.
Okay, I assume these are all units
Yes.
within these buildings
Yes.
in this complex?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're on
And
there.
there are some that are in compliance?
Correct. The units, the buildings is 1201, 1203, 1205, 1207, 1209, 1211, 1217, 1219, 37, 47, 51, 55, and 59. The ones that came in compliance is 1205, 1207, 1209, and 1217.
All right, am I able to clear those? Are those occupied?
They're just the whole buildings.
Yes.
Pardon?
They're the buildings, and there's like so many apartments, so many units in a
Right.
building.
Okay.
So the whole case
Are
wouldn't be in
these units
compliance.
occupied?
Some of them are, yes.
Okay, are 1205, 1207, 1209, and 1217 occupied?
That's the building number.
Yeah, there are some units that are occupied in each one of those buildings.
That's not individual apartments.
Okay. So these numbers I have are to buildings, and then each buildings will have more than one unit to them?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so much for that. I was trying to clear some, never mind.
Yeah, they weren't unit.
All right. You're looking for additional time. I'm not hearing anybody objecting violently to that. How are you, am I somehow able to break these into different batches, if you will, some of which you can get done and use, and some of which you're gonna need additional time, and I'm gonna tell you not to occupy units until it's done? So you tell me.
Majority, some of these units are already occupied, but I do already have a plan in place. We got the screens are being built for the screen violations. I've got a contractor scheduled to do the faded paint on the doors around the building, and then we're also continuously working on the wires and whatnot that's on the side of the building that need to be tightened up and put into a more uniform place.
These are exterior wires?
Yes, sir. Then there's some fascia and some wood rot that we're working on that I have contractors in place to do those too.
The guardrails had been taken care of. There was an issue with guardrail that's been done. There's no life safety situations here. There's just mainly exterior surface issues.
All right, so how much additional time are you looking for?
If we could get through December, that would give us enough time to get everything scheduled.
How about to make this easier, the January cutoff, to have it in compliance, since December we're not having a hearing.
The January cutoff is January 7, 2026. Okay. All right, I find the respondent in noncompliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by January 7, 2026, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Okay, keep on keeping on.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds like y'all have it under control.
They're new owners, so they've been
All right, good luck to you.
cooperating.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Case number 16, 1825 Brentwood Road Incorporated. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This case was field generated for overgrown branches, no ground covering, damaged cement, columns, trash and debris, damaged fence, dirt and grime, and exterior surfaces, rubbish and garbage. Certified receipt was signed on June the 12th, 2025. Compliance due date was July 12th, 2025. My last reinspection was September 19th, 2025. City's asking for the property to be in compliance, its non-compliance and to be in compliance by next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon the testimony of the inspector as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent non-compliance and order the respondent come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 17, Project Jupiter, NLP, LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent. What say the city?
This was also field generated damage for damaged exterior surfaces. Certified receipt was signed on June 23rd, 2025, with a compliance due date of July 23rd, 2025. My last inspection was September 19, 2025. Staff's recommending a finding of non-compliance with compliance by next cutoff.
What is the damage to the exterior wall?
There are holes, little holes all around the exterior of the building.
Gotcha. All right. Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon our inspector's testimony as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent non-compliance. Order the respondent come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 18, Daytona Ridgewood LLC at 200 North Ridgewood Avenue. Anyone here for the respondent? Yes, ma'am. If you would please state your name and be sworn.
Yes, good morning, Celine Vasquez.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Your affiliation with Daytona Ridgewood LLC?
I was sent by the tenant, the Family Dollar.
I'm sorry, you what now?
Sent by the tenant, the Family Dollar.
Okay. Do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
Yes, that's my understanding.
All right, then I find the respondent in non-compliance. Mr. Inspector, how much time should it take to come into compliance?
Next cutoff.
Inspector seems to think this can be taken care of by November 5th. What say you to that?
Yes, I believe so.
All right, then find the respondent in non-compliance, order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Good luck.
Thank you.
Case number 19, Abigail L. Fitchter at Tennessee Street. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent. What say the city?
Good morning, Inspector Bostwick, credentials on file. This case was field generated, opened on April 30th of 2025, unmaintained vacant lot with trash and debris. The first notification was on May 8th, and property was posted. Compliance was due by May 19th. Last day of reinspection was October 10th. Result non-compliance. There's been no contact with the property owner. Staff requests a finding of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's testimony as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 20, Carol, Linda, and Charlie Connell Jones at 1036 Cedar Highlands Boulevard. Not seeing a respondent. What say the city? I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. If you would please state your name and be sworn.
My name is Carol Linda Jones.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Jones, do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
Yes, I do.
All right, I find the respondent in non-compliance. Mr. Inspector, how much time should reasonably be required for Ms. Jones to come into compliance?
Next cutoff.
City seems to think you ought to be able to have this taken care of by November 5th. What say you to that?
The property is not in our name. It's still in my mom and dad's name.
Okay, what are your mom and dad's names?
Silas and Vera Jones.
Okay. And
they're deceased.
They're deceased. That having been said, does anybody plan on bringing this property into compliance?
I'm trying to get it did now, but it's been raining off and on, and he wasn't able to finish it.
Okay. All right, well, you got another 3 weeks to get it done. You think you can get it done?
Yes.
All right. And I will order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. If we get a run of bad weather and you're not able to get your man out there, call the inspector and let him know what's going on. Might help you later on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, the property is in their name.
Pardon?
The property is in her name. Based on Volusia County Property Appraiser.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, he'll show it to you. You want to come to the end there.
Case number 21 is in compliance. Case number 22, GH Daytona Beach, Florida LLC at Magnolia Avenue. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent. What say the city?
All right, this case was field generated, opened on August 7th of 2025 for unmaintained vacant lot with trash and debris. First notification was on August 11th of 2025. Compliance was due by July 22nd of 2025. Last day of reinspection was October 9th of 2025. Result non-compliance. There's been no contact with the property owner. Staff requests a finding of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon the testimony of the inspector as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 23 is in compliance. Case number 24, Angela Moody at Redwood Street. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent. What say the city?
All right, this case was field generated, opened on August 18th of 2025 for unmaintained vacant lot, trash and debris. First notification was on August 26th. Property was posted. Compliance was due by September 8th of 2025. Last day of reinspection was October 10th. Result non-compliance. There's been no contact with the property owner. Staff requests a finding of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon the testimony of our inspector as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 25, Susie Mae Williams at Fulton Street. Not seeing a respondent. What say the city?
All right, this case was a citizen's complaint, opened on August 22nd of 2025, unmaintained vacant lot, trash and debris, and outside storage. First notification was August 27th of 2025. Compliance was due by September 6th of 2025. Last day of reinspection was October 10th of 2025. Result non-compliance. There's been no contact with the property owner. Staff requests a finding of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's testimony as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 26 is in compliance. Case numbers 27 and 28 are Zoom hearings.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. If you folks would please state your names and be sworn.
Yes, I'm Joshua Bennett.
And I'm Deanna Lisa Del Moro.
Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, case number 27, work without permit. This matter is here for the imposition of a fine, so let's hear from our inspector.
Our respondent was first notified back on March 17 of 2025. Since last month's hearing, there's been no contact or progress. Staff requests a fine of $250 a day with a max fine of $15,000.
All right, this matter was supposed to be in compliance by October 8, 2025. Inspector tells me it's not in compliance and wants to fine you $250 per day, up to $15,000. What say the respondent?
If we can please get another few weeks to get that into compliance. I actually have a contractor putting a permit in for the after the fact for the fence, and I think we should have it within compliance by then.
Okay, you're telling me you have a permit for the fence?
No, I have so I have to have a contractor put a permit in because it's a 3-family home. So I can't do it. So I had to reach out to a contractor to put in an after the fact permit for it.
So you're in the process of locating a contractor to do the fence?
I already have a contractor. I'm just waiting for him to submit the after the fact permit.
All right, Mr. McKeljic, the permit was already issued back on 4/28 of 2025. And I have spoken, well, not spoken, but through email, I've contacted, and we went back and forth a few times, and they have never went back. The permit department was actually waiting for a rebuttal from them, which they never received. You know, so this has been going on since April of 2028. Not 28, April 28 of 2025. So they already had a permit pulled. All they need to do was just, you know, either have options, take the fence all the way down, okay, or get it, you know, final.
I'm sorry, I can't hear him.
He's saying you've had a permit for a while. He doesn't understand why the work hasn't been done already.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, sir.
It's what I'm hearing is you've had a permit for a while, and we don't understand why the work hasn't been done or the fence taken down.
I heard piece and bits of it, but so originally I put the fence up for safety reasons, and then the inspector came out. He said it was too high. I cut the fence down to 4 feet. I went back to I called the permit office, and I was wondering why my permit wasn't accepted. It was denied. They said because it was a 3-family home, I had to get a contractor to put the after the fact permit in. So I was going to try that before I actually took the fence down because it cost me a good penny to put it up.
It cost you what?
A good penny to put it up.
The fence you put up?
Yes.
That you've now been told you have to get a contractor to do?
I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat yourself one more time?
And it's my understanding you've now been told you have to have a contractor do the fence? Can you hear me?
You guys are cutting out. We can't hear you.
Okay.
Mr. McKeljic, there's 2 cases going on. I have a case on the vacant lot next to the house, and the next case, Inspector Kirk has another case with a permitting issue in regards to the house. So for my case, all he needs to do to come into compliance, which I've already told him, was either get the permit, follow the instructions with the building department, get the fence finalized. If you don't want to do that, remove the fence. And this has been going on since April 28th. And Inspector Kirk has another case with after the fact permits for the house itself. I think he might be a little Kirk can speak to that.
Okay. Is this one fence that encompasses a vacant lot and a house, or is this just a fence on a vacant lot?
Just a fence on a vacant lot for this case.
Okay.
That was illegally put up without a permit.
Understood. And the house has a fence of its own?
Correct.
Okay. So it's not as though we've got 2 parcels within one fence?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm going to want to hear this next case too, because I'm getting ready to, because I have an idea what we're getting ready to do. Let me call up Inspector Kirk because I want to hear what the problem is with case number 28 as well before I make a decision here. Okay, Inspector, what can you tell me about the fence at 532 Magnolia Avenue, which I understand to be a residential property.
Yes, good morning, Sarah Kirk, Inspector with the city. My credentials are on file. This first notification for this property was 5/5/25. Since the last hearing, I have had contact. There was a permit that was returned for corrections on 5/21 of 2025. What was required was a survey as well as a contractor was needed because it is a rental property. So right now, the permit, as we speak, is denied because that information was never turned into the permit office. So the staff is recommending a fine of $100 a day to a cap of $15,000.
Can you all hear what's going on? Hello?
I'm sorry.
Can
I'm
you
sorry,
hear
I
us?
can't hear.
We're here, but we are having trouble hearing you guys.
Okay, I'm going to make a command level decision because I've done enough of this. With regards to 27 and 28, I'm going to amend our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondent until November 5, 2025 to be in compliance in both cases. Failing either one of those, the respondent will be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. So, case number 27, vacant lot. I'm amending our order to give them to the next cutoff, to November 5, 2025 to be in compliance, or we'll be revisiting the fine that we were talking about. The residential property, case number 28, I'm amending our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondent until November 5, 2025 to be in compliance. Failing that, the matter will be here for imposition of a fine, and we'll consider the imposition of a fine at that time. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not because of these glitches here. I'm giving you another month to get this taken care of. I don't know why I'm yelling. So if y'all can hear us, I've given you another 30 days to get it taken care of as to both the vacant property as well as the residential property. Did y'all hear that much? All right, we're done. You'll be hearing from our secretary. Case number 29, Atlantic County 03 LLC at 124 Emmett Street. Okay, not seeing a respondent. What say the city?
Respondent was first notified January 3rd, 2025. Since the August hearing, we have had contact with the owners, but there's been no progress. The city is still in the process of buying the property. Last inspection.
Okay, sorry, the what is what?
The city is still in the process of buying the property. Last inspection was August 8th, 2025. The result was non-compliant. Staff recommends we amend to the January cutoff per Ken Thomas with the redevelopment department.
Okay, I'm sorry, back up and say that last part again.
Staff recommends we amend to the January cutoff per Ken Thomas with the redevelopment department because the city is buying the property.
Okay.
So.
Very good. All right, as per the city's request with regard to this property, we will continue this matter when its current status is that of the imposition of a fine to the January 7, 2026 meeting. Is that it? Case number 30, Darlene Brand Estate and Stephen Jelinek. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Okay, sir. This case was field generated and assists Daytona Beach Police, first observed on 10th of July. Compliance was due by the August 11th date. Last inspection was conducted on 10 October. Since the last hearing, no contact, property is still occupied. There has been no progress, and the staff is recommending a fine of $100 a day to a cap of $15,000.
Okay, noting the absence of the respondent based upon the testimony of our inspector, as well as, Do we have somebody in attendance of this? Or are we just showing the old videos?
IT.
Is that gentleman for 438 South Seagrave? Okay, thank you.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon the testimony of the inspectors, I'm fining the respondent the sum of $100 per day commencing October 9, 2025, and that fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $15,000.
Thank you.
Case number 31, John A. McCafferty, and this is a Zoom hearing.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I think we can. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? You talking to me?
Hi,
Hi.
can you hear me?
No. Yes.
No. Sir,
It's
he's
real
talking
low,
about
Your
the
Honor.
video up there. It's the video he's talking to.
Okay, that's Mr. Cafferty.
Are you Mr. McCafferty?
Yes, sir, I can hardly hear you.
Okay. Our technicians will work on that. If you would, please raise your right hand and be sworn by our secretary.
Do you swear from the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
All right, sir, this matter's here for the imposition of a fine, so let's listen to our inspector as to why I should consider a fine.
My name is Inspector Ron Beanie. My code credentials are on file. The respondent was first notified on March 13th, 2025. Since the last hearing, I have had contact with the owner. There has been progress to the property. Staff is recommending to amend this case to the January cutoff.
Okay, Mr. McCafferty, the city has indicated you've been doing some work, and they're suggesting we give you until January 7 of 2026. How's that sound to you?
That's fine, Your Honor. I have roofing contractors showing up today and tomorrow to deal with the tarp. I applied for a couple of programs. My house was not homesteaded, so I didn't qualify for anything, so I'm moving forward paying for all the repairs myself. I intend to come back down possibly in 3 weeks while they're doing the roof, and I will address I believe there's several windows need painted, just a couple things that need taken care of, and I'll be in compliance.
Very good. Then I will amend our current order of non-compliance, allowing the respondent until January 7, 2026 to come into compliance or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Good luck to you, Mr. McCafferty.
It's very hard to hear. I accept whatever you offer. If you might have Kim possibly email me the information, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate it.
You'll be hearing from us. You've got till January of 26 to get it done.
No audio at all now. Sorry.
Good luck.
Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Case number 32, Eagle-Ite Real Estate, LLC.
The respondent was first notified on August 12th, 2024. Since the last hearing, I've had contact with the owner. There has been no progress on this case. It's a permit case. Staff is recommending a fine of $100 a day to a cap of $20,000.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon the inspector's testimony, I'm fining the respondent the sum of $100 per day commencing October 9, 2025, and that fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $20,000. Case number 33, Francisco Valles at 314 University Boulevard. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Respondent was first notified on November 22nd, 2024. Since last hearing, my inspector has had contact with the property owner, and the property remains vacant, and there has been significant progress. Staff recommends amending to the November cutoff.
Based upon the testimony of our inspector, I will amend our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondent until November 5, 2025 to come into compliance or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 34, R&J Estates, LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Respondent was first notified on November 8, 2023. Since last hearing, my inspector has had contact with the property owners, and the property remains unoccupied. The property owner's application for Elevate Florida program was denied on August 6, 2025, but due to the change in regulations created by Senate Bill 180, it is less restrictive on the zoning, the flood zoning, and the property owner can now apply for an after-the-fact permit. Staff recommends amending to the January cutoff.
What does all that mean? They're going to find somebody to lift the house?
No, what it says is they changed the regulations as to the height of the floodplain.
Okay.
So they are now able to get a permit where they weren't able to get it before. It was a new bill that was passed by the Senate, which reduced the restrictions on the floodplain. So they have already talked with the building department in regards to getting the permit. They have a contractor lined up to do the work, it's a permit application because it's going to be an after-the-fact permit for the remodel they did.
Okay, and how much time did you say they need?
To the January cutoff, we believe that they should be able to get it finalized by then.
Okay, based upon the testimony of our inspector, I'm going to amend our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondent until January 7, 2026 to come into compliance or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 35, William Dennison Sr. at 500 South Ridgewood Avenue. Okay, gentlemen, if you would please state your names and be sworn.
William Dennison.
Wesley Amos.
Do you swear from the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Continued, compliance or non-compliance zoning and no BTR. Okay, we already have an amended order of non-compliance, if I'm not mistaken. So what are we here to talk about? Time to come into compliance?
I'm Inspector LaWanda Domingo with City of Daytona Beach. Code compliance credentials are on file with the city. Just following up on progress for their business license that is currently under review. Since the last hearing, there's been communication with Mr. Amos. He is in the process of obtaining some state licenses that are required.
Who's Mr. Amos?
Mr. Amos is the owner of Mingler's. The business that's there.
Mr. Dennison's the owner of the property.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Okay, go ahead.
So we want to continue the case through January to continue to allow him the time to meet the requirements for the license application that's under review for the city.
That the game plan?
Sir, we're working on it. We have everything. We
All
have
right.
the company to get the licenses needed.
All right. Sounds like the parties are in agreement. So that having been said, I will continue this matter to our January 13, 2026 meeting. And at that point, we'll know more and/or hopefully reach some resolution. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Case number 36, Satwahe LLC. Seems like I had something on this case I read or I was supposed to read. That's Elevate. Anyway, is anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Okay, since the last hearing, I have been in communication with the owner of the property. There is a permit that was issued for these awnings that need to be installed. The communication that has been received shows that the contractor is telling the owner that there's going to be a 12 to 14 week time frame before they can even provide a date for installation for these awnings. We're requesting a fine of $100 a day up to $20,000 or until compliance is met for this property.
Okay, what's the fine you're looking for?
$100 per day up to $20,000 or until compliance is met.
They were supposed to be in compliance on October 8th. Why are they not in compliance?
The issue is the contractor pulled the permit and it was issued. However, they won't commit to an installation date, just stating that they have up to 14 weeks before scheduling after the permit is pulled. So they can't get a date of commitment for the date that they will install these awnings.
Did they get permit approval?
They did get permit approval.
Well, the minutes say the permit for awning installation was applied for on August 20th, requested to amend to the next cutoff to allow time for that permit approval.
It was
Telling me
approved.
they got the permit approval, but we ain't happy because the contractor's telling us 12 to 14 weeks before they'll get around to thinking about doing it.
Well, this is a case that was opened December of 2024, and we've been amending it and giving them the time to do it. I believe there was some communication issues between the contractor and the owner where there was an original scheduled date to have it installed, but the contractor had not pulled a permit for it. So there was the delay of the contractor actually applying for permits for it. And once that was issued, the communication since has been it's going to be 12 to 14 weeks without a date committed for installing the awnings.
Minutes give me a little heartburn because what it talks about is getting permit approval. Now, I understand that's not compliance. Well, that's not compliance. And what is it we're being told about when they're going to finally be in compliance?
We're at the behest of the contractor because the communication from the contractor by email states, it'll be 12 to 14 weeks from the approval or issue date for the permit.
It'll be 12 to 14 weeks till what?
Till they can decide when they're going to install these awnings.
Till they decide when they're going to install them?
They haven't done that yet, and they continue to tell the owner that it will be 12 to 14 weeks from the date of that approved and issued
who are we
permit.
getting this information from?
This is email correspondence that I have in the case that the owner has been sending me.
So this is the owner telling you this?
Yes, sir. And I'm seeing that correspondence by email from the contractor.
So you've seen for yourself correspondence from the contractor
Yes, sir.
saying 12
Yes,
to
sir.
14 weeks before we can even tell you when we can do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is the awning the only thing left to be done on
It's
this?
the only thing that's left to be done. That's the most recent picture that I have. All of the other exterior violations, all the repainting, the landscaping, the trash and debris, they have been maintaining the property. We're just waiting for the contractor to give a date to install the awnings.
So they want us to wait till January or February to find out when their contractor's going to do the awning?
Yes.
Okay, I'm finding the respondent the sum of $100 per day, commencing October 9, 2025, and that fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $20,000. Case 37, Sunshine Ventures and Management, LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Good morning, John Stinson, Code Inspector with the city. My qualifications on file. Since the last hearing, I've had no contact from this property owner. There's been no progress on this property, and the city would like complaints to be set for next cutoff.
Okay, noting the absence of the respondent based upon the testimony of the inspector as well as the photographs presented. This is Attorney Bear's guy, isn't it?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
And now they're ghosting us?
Yes, sir.
Where was I before that? Noting the absence of the respondent based upon the testimony of our inspector as well as the photographs presented. I'm ordering the respondent to come into compliance by November 5, 2025, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Is that what we were looking for?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, case number 38 is a Zoom hearing, Daytona Beach MHP LLC at 622 North Beach Street. All right, do we have anyone here on behalf of the respondent?
Good morning, Your Honor. Patrick Boylan on behalf of the respondent. Also with me is Representative Jordan Parker as well as Representative Frankie Yanez.
Her camera needs to be on.
Can you hear us? Can anybody hear us?
Yes, we can.
Yes, Your Honor. Frankie, will you turn your camera on, please?
I'm doing that as we speak. 1 second.
And the first person to speak, your name again?
Patrick Boylan, sir.
Patrick what?
Boylan is Boylan.
And he, I know, is an attorney. Who were the other gentlemen?
Yes, I am Jordan Parker. It's JordanParker.
Are you an attorney as well, or no?
No, I'm with the respondent.
You're with the respondent. And Frankie Yates is who?
Frankie Yanez, yes. I'm the manager for the property.
They'll have to repeat that once they're sworn.
I'm sorry?
Okay, raise your hands. You swear and affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I swear.
Okay, this matter's here for the imposition of a fine, so let's hear from our inspector.
John Stinson, Code Inspector with the city. My qualifications are on file. Since the last hearing, I have been in contact with the property owners, the managers, everyone involved with this. There is a fence permit that is under review since September 8th. and the city would like to amend this case to the January cutoff to give them time to get this in.
Give them time to what?
Get this thing installed. It's a pretty big fence.
Is the fence all that's left to be done as far as these violations?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The city is proposing to extend your current cutoff to January 7, 2026, I guess, to get this fence installed. Does that sound about right to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. The parties have agreed to the extension, and we're confident that the fence will be installed before the January 7 cutoff date.
Very good. Based upon the agreement of all the parties, then I will amend our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondent until January 7, 2026 to come into compliance or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. All right, guys, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Case number 39, Darren Ottman at 119 South Helm Place. Is there anyone here for the respondent?
Your Honor, I'm not a respondent, but I'm a neighbor. I was wondering if I could speak.
Come on up. Okay, state your name so you can be sworn, and then we're going to talk to the inspector, and then we'll talk to you.
My name's Robert Young.
You said Robert Young,
Robert Young.
your witness. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
And I guess state your affiliation.
I'm
after
a
oath.
property owner next door.
But you're a witness, a
I guess.
neighbor.
I guess.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Inspector, not seeing a respondent, we're here for the imposition of a fine. What say the city?
Respondent was first notified on July 25th, 2025. Since last hearing, I've had no contact from the property owner. This is a nuisance property that is a blight to the community. The city continues to receive complaints on this property. The owner continues to operate a pallet storage and shipping business out of this vacant lot.
Hang on a second, shipping business. What does he ship?
The pallets.
Okay, so the only thing he's shipping is pallets.
To my understanding, yes.
Okay.
This is not permitted in the redevelopment Midtown RDM1 zone. Staff is recommending a fine of $1,000 a day with a cap of 15.
Okay, and just for my edification, what warrants a fine of $1,000 a day?
They've been fined previously for this outside storage and business, and they continue to operate it.
So previous experience specifically with regard to fines hasn't done anything to stop or ameliorate the respondent's violations.
That is correct.
Understood. Is that all you had to say?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Young?
I'm with Axel Jones on this. I'm a neighbor of this. These properties have been like this for 3 years. You guys keep giving him liens and fines. He doesn't care. He's got $100,000 in liens and fines. The city's not doing anything to clean these up. It's just not one case. It's case number 39, 40, and 41. Now, the same statute that you're using to fine him is the same statute you can do to close these lots down and fix our neighborhood. It's a dump. My property value is in the toilet. I couldn't sell my house. And if I wanted to leave, who's going to live next to this? Nobody. The Florida statute 162.019, after 3 consecutive months of unpaid liens, the city can foreclose. It's been 3 years. We've called every time. We tell them, nope, can't make a complaint for another year. So we wait and we wait and wait. When I drove by there this morning, he's with his forklifts, driving down the road, doing pallets. You ever heard a forklift do the beep from 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night? Beep, 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 beep. That's all you hear. Pallets are banging, trucks in and out, semis, boats, trailers, fuel truck. There's a fuel truck parked next to my house. Literally, next to my house. Yeah. Semi was parked there for 3 days and ran. We call the city, we call the code compliance. Nothing ever gets done except fines and liens. Nothing. He's got $100,000 in liens. Why not foreclose on these properties? Give us our neighborhood back. Clean it up. And I thought that was the whole part of code compliance, right? To clean the blight up, not to collect liens. You could easily do it. Just foreclose on these properties. He doesn't care about these liens. As a matter of fact, some of the inspectors know it. They laugh about it. They said, yeah, there's nothing's going to get done. Never gets done. Just 3 years.
Okay. I'll deal with you in a second. Based upon the, noting the absence of the respondent, based upon the testimony of our inspector, I am finding the respondent the sum of $1,000 per day, commencing October 9, 2025, and that fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $15,000. Now, before I turn to Mr. Young here, somebody mentioned 40 and 41. Are these cases linked to 39 somehow?
Yes, sir.
How so?
They have the same violations.
In the same area or
Yeah,
different
it's in the
areas?
same area. It's within a less than 3 house.
All right, let me go through 40 and 41, then I'll talk to you. All right, let's do case number 40. I'll call it case number 40. Daytona Universal Trucking Incorporated at 550 Foot Court. Anyone here on behalf of the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Respondent was first notified on July 25th, 2025. Since last hearing, I've had no contact from the property owner. This property is a nuisance property, which is a blight to the community. City continues to receive complaints on this property. The owner continues to operate a pallet storage and shipping business out of this vacant lot. And as you can see by the pictures, there's a brand new house to the right of it that had just been installed. And these are what the pallets look like stacked up high. Staff is recommending a $1,000 per day fine with a cap of 15.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon the testimony of the inspector as well as the photographs presented, I'm finding the respondent the sum of $1,000 per day. Commencing October 9, 2025, and that fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $15,000. Case number 41, Daytona Universal Trucking Incorporated at Foot Court. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Respondent was first notified July 25th, 2025. Since last hearing, I've had no contact from the property owner. Again, this is a nuisance property that is a blight to the community. City continues to receive complaints on this property. If we could stop right there. On that photograph, Mr. Young's house is the one that you see to the left of all those trucks all those pallets on trucks. This is not a permitted use in the redevelopment Midtown RDM-1 zone. Staff recommends a fine of $100 a day with a cap of 15.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon the testimony of our inspector as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent the sum of $100 per day, commencing October 9. That fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $15,000.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Sure.
So when you're done, I'm gonna give you my card. So this isn't the proper forum to request a foreclosure. We'd have to go to court to get that. So this board doesn't have that jurisdiction. I don't know the specifics of this case, just because technically, if they go unpaid for 90 days,
No, I understand
we could request
that.
a foreclosure. Let me finish. It depends on if there's a mortgage, there's a priority of the lien. So if you want to talk to our office afterwards, we can do that. It's just this right here isn't the.
No, I get that. I've spoken to Sykes. As a matter of fact, Sykes sent me an email about 5 months ago. and
I'm the
says
city attorney's office. Well,
he spoke to you or spoke to someone in the attorney's office and says they're working on a more permanent solution. I have the email from 5 months ago.
Okay.
And that was 5 months ago, never heard a word. It's the only place I can get a hold of anybody
I'm here. I'm
that
gonna
we
give you
can
my
speak
card.
to. I've sent, I don't know, dozens of emails.
So I don't want to get contentious. I'm going to give you my card, and we're going to do the best we can to resolve this matter. It's just this isn't the proper.
They're not homestead exempt. They're paid off properties. They could easily be foreclosed on. It's the statute. It's the same one you're using to fine them with right now.
I'll give you my card.
Okay.
We can set up a time to talk about it.
For those instances in which the city chooses not to use its enforcement powers to actually put some teeth in what we do around here, and I may end up getting fired for even opening my mouth. We are kind of a feckless group around here. So, if I were in your shoes, I guess I'd be banging on that podium when the city commission sits here, because they, as I understand it, are the ones who ultimately have and are the only ones that have the authority to authorize anybody to initiate any kind of foreclosure proceedings on the city's behalf. Or they can appoint special counsel for that purpose. It's been a while since I've heard of them doing it, but I thought I heard of them doing it on occasion. I don't want to get your hopes up. But my point is, if it were up to me, yeah, I'd say, Madam Attorney, start the foreclosure action right now. Unfortunately, it's not. I have a ceiling to my authority, which ends right there. But the people that sit at this dais during the city commission meetings do have the authority.
No, I understand that, and
It's
it does,
probably little consolation, but that's the answer to your question.
the statute says that the Code Enforcement Board is the one that has the authority to actually refer this to the city attorney for the city attorney to do the foreclosure on.
All right, well,
That's
as
what it
far
says.
as these fines go, if I have
I
that
just
authority.
don't understand
then I'm
why.
referring these matters to the city attorney for foreclosure proceedings. For whatever clout that has, there you go.
Okay.
But it's my understanding, like I said, that historically, it's people above my pay grade that make that call.
I get it. I've tried calling the commissioner 30 times. There's no one even answers her
Well, if I
phone.
were you, I'd show up at a city commission
I'm
meeting.
going to.
And ask for time to be heard.
Oh, I'm going to.
Good luck to you.
Ridiculous. Thank you.
He just wanted to be, we called it, we heard it.
Okay, let's go back to case number 6. David Manolian?
Yeah.
Come on up. Okay, Mr. Manolian. You were cited for outside storage, a carport installed without a permit. Do you agree those sorry, have you had an opportunity to swear him?
No.
Go right ahead.
State your name,
Dave Manulian.
raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Manolian, do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
I'm sorry?
Did you have outside storage?
Yeah.
All right, I find the respondent non-compliance. Mr. Inspector, how much time should reasonably be required for the respondent to come into compliance?
Compliance next cutoff.
And what does he have to do to come into compliance?
He has to remove all the outside storage and either remove the carport he installed without a permit or get a permit to get that carport approved.
Do you hear all that?
You know, that carport's been there forever, and when the only people that ever complained about my property are the city that don't even live there, they never even drive by. My yard, my front yard, is everyone else's backyard. I stare at garbage cans.
Okay. Well, all that having been said, I'm going to allow
I don't know
you.
what he means by, you know, on this paper, on the paper I got, not on this one, but he says I got to move my rocks. My driveway is gravel. What the hell am I supposed to do, pave it?
Well, you can talk.
They're after me because this parcel is the last residential parcel on a development the city wants. So they're just out to screw me.
Okay. Well, I doubt the inspector's out to screw you, so talk to the inspector about what needs to be done and have it done by November 5th, or you'll be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. So get with the inspector, find out what needs to be done. If there's a dispute over whether it needs to be done or not, I'll hear that.
You'll deal with that?
I'll hear it.
Okay.
That doesn't mean I'll agree with you,
Okay.
but I'll hear it.
Okay.
10-4?
And what else?
But if you come back here and there's dumb stuff that you haven't even taken care of, then you're not going to get much help from me.
Well, I ain't taking the carport down.
Well, then find out, or then try to find out how the carport gets to stay. Maybe you need to get a permit for it.
It's been there.
Okay, I don't care.
Thanks.
Okay, but my point is, maybe you just need to get a permit after the fact. I don't know. Talk to the inspector about what needs to be done and do what you can. And if you think there's a legitimate dispute as to whether you ought to be doing something, then you bring it back here for me to decide.
They ain't gonna let me have a permit.
I don't know what they're going to let you have until you try.
On the last single-family residential on a parcel the city wants. They
Okay.
ain't gonna let me have nothing.
Well, you know what? If you're not even going to apply for the permit, you're going to lose on that one. I can tell you that right
I'll go
now.
through the motions.
Well, maybe those motions will work out and this will get resolved, or maybe you'll at least have done everything you can. But my point is, talk to him, find out what the city says you need to be doing, do what you can, or
not
take
him,
your chances.
Not him, it's Wiggins.
Well, here's my card. I can work with Inspector Wiggins, and we can see what we need to do.
All right?
All right, thanks, man.
Good luck to you.
Hey, I appreciate you giving me a second chance, because I
Not a
didn't hear
problem.
nothing the first.
Not a problem. Okay, and I believe now we return to case number 1, Thompson Holdings Enterprises LLC.
Okay.
Sir?
That's for me.
Yep.
Your Honor, so this is actually the book that, like I mentioned, we have extensive discovery. So this is a new book for this case. I published into evidence. A copy has been given to the respondent.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this.
Okay. Non-compliance with towing ordinances. Who's speaking on behalf of the city here?
So typically, I know they present the initial presentation to you, but since this is a particular case, I want to read a prepared statement about the city's position and then let them present our evidence.
All right. And yes, sir, your name?
It's Derek Thompson.
Ed Thompson?
Thompson. Derek Thompson.
Eric?
No, Derek.
Derek.
Derek Thompson.
Derek Thompson.
Okay. All right. And if you'll swear Mr. Thompson?
I have to swear. Thompson. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right.
Do you want him to state his affiliation?
But after he's been sworn.
He did, he was.
Okay. What's your affiliation to this case?
I'm the owner.
Before we begin, we just have a procedural matter to address. We need to amend the title to include Derek Thompson and Volusia County Towing. This was just a scrivener's error.
What is your
It was on the
affiliation
original.
with Volusia County Towing?
I'm the owner.
Okay. And does Thompson Holdings Enterprises LLC own Volusia County Towing?
Yes.
That's what I suspected. And you are Mr. Derek Thompson?
Yes.
All right, then I will amend I will amend the notice of violation to include Volusia County Towing and Mr. Derek Thompson. So ordered.
I'm going to provide a copy, which I will publish into the record after I read it, of my statement. I'm handing a copy to the secretary, to the magistrate, and to the respondent. Been sworn.
Thank you.
And I believe my officer has not been sworn yet. I actually have a couple officers that need to be sworn.
Excuse me, may I be a witness on the case as well?
And a witness that needs to be sworn. Everyone that needs to be sworn,
She's the friend of this agency that we talked about.
but she needs to be sworn yet. Would you like them to come up to be sworn?
Whoever's going to testify at this proceeding needs to come forward, needs to be identified, needs to be
If you
sworn.
guys testify on this, please sit up here and stand to be sworn.
Sir, I've got a question, okay? So I requested this back on the 3rd of September.
Let everyone get sworn in before you continue.
Yeah, but I don't know what this is.
All right,
So I
well-
can't answer any questions.
Okay.
Procedurally, you don't have a right to this record prior to this.
Why not? I was told that we were told we would get sent to us.
You have a copy.
We were told by, today. What am I supposed to do with that?
Can you point to me that's something that says we had to provide this to you
Okay,
prior to
Mr. Thompson, Mr. Thompson,
Well, I don't think this is right.
okay. Relax. I don't even know what we're here to talk about yet.
Near the eye.
Well, then, we'll wade through it, and I promise you, your rights are not going to be violated.
Yeah.
And you're going to have every
As far as I'm
opportunity.
concerned, already are, because
Don't
this is
interrupt me,
evidence.
though. That's the one thing you're not going to do is
Okay,
interrupt me.
apologize.
And you will have every opportunity to say whatever you need to say. And if I determine you need additional time to respond to something, then I'll give it to you.
Okay, sir.
All that I ask is that everyone behave themselves and speak when it's their turn. That's for everyone involved. All right, if we would please get the names and swear everybody in.
Sergeant Shauna Conley, Daytona Beach Police Department.
Your name?
Officer Jonathan Abate, ABBATE.
Detective Ashton Cooper, Daytona Beach Police Department. And spell your first name. Oh, ASHLYN. And Ashley Thompson.
Sorry, what was your last name again?
Cooper, COOPER.
And your last name, Ashley?
I think she's from Thompson. Thompson, yes, I'm sorry.
She's on her side, yeah. That's why I called her over here.
Oh, okay. Yes, you did. Her. It's for the record.
Do you need her to spell the last name?
No, I got it. Raise your right hand. Ma'am, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? You too, sir.
Yes.
I swear.
Thank you.
I'm
Go
ready.
right ahead.
Yep. Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Melissa Diaz on behalf of the City of Daytona Beach. This case is brought for code enforcement proceedings under Chapter 162 of the Florida statutes for numerous violations of 4 sections of the Daytona Beach Code of Ordinances, specifically Section 110-2 titled Compliance Required, Section 110-9 titled Acceptable Payment Methods of Payment, Section 110-38 titled Rates, and Section 110-39 titled Prerequisites for Towing from Private Property. These sections regulate how towing companies must operate within city limits. The city's burden today is not to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt, as it is in criminal trial. Instead, the standard is preponderance of the evidence, meaning that the city must merely show that it is more likely than not, even as little as 51%, that the respondent violated the city code. If the evidence tips even slightly in the city's favor, the standard is met. The city's position is that the respondent repeatedly and knowingly violated code sections 10-2, 10-9, 10-38, and 110-39, and that these violations are irreparable and irreversible under Florida statutes, section 162.06, subsection 4. Irreparable and irreversible means harm that occurred at the time of the violation, such harm that cannot be undone, and where a benefit or gain has already been realized by the violator. Once a vehicle is towed, released, or charged in violation of law, the damage is complete. The person towed cannot go back and contest the tow, recover lost fees, or undo the deprivation of property. Some of these towed individuals are living paycheck to paycheck and cannot afford to forego rent, food, childcare, or other essential expenses to pay for the hundreds and thousands of dollars of illegal towing fees charged by the respondent. Others of these towed individuals' cars were unlawfully held, causing irreparable damage, such as lost time during their vacation, missed time with their families, and lost time from work. Everyone towed by the respondent was denied the right to pay by credit card, and instead forced to pay in some form of cash app or in cash, a direct violation of city's code, which requires towing companies to accept credit cards. For individuals living paycheck to paycheck who do not have cash, they have to wait to get their vehicle, thus incurring extra storage fees. The respondent gained, whether financial or operational, accord at the time, the moment of the unlawful act, and harm to the public cannot be reversed. I listed only a fraction of the different and numerous ways the respondent has harmed and defrauded this community in a manner that was irreparable and irreversible. The city will specifically list and provide each violation through extensive discovery evidence and witness testimony, including police reports, citizen complaints, and statements gathered during this investigation. The evidence will show not only that the respondent committed numerous violations across all 4 code sections, but also that the violations continued even after he was notified. They did not stop. They continued this behavior even after given the opportunity to correct the conduct. Despite clear warnings from the police department, the respondent chose to continue operating in the same unlawful manner, demonstrating both a disregard for the law and a continuing pattern of benefiting at the public's expense. The gravity of these violations cannot be overstated. Each unlawful tow, each improper charge, each failure to timely release a vehicle, each failure to accept acceptable payment methods, and each failure to provide notice eroded public trust and inflicted permanent harm, and that compliance after the fact cannot remedy. The respondent's conduct strikes at the integrity of regulated industry that directly affects citizens' property rights and due process. At the conclusion of this hearing, the city will ask that the special magistrate find by a preponderance of the evidence that the respondent committed multiple irreparable and irreversible violations of the city code and impose a fine authorized by Florida statute section 162.09 subsection 2D of up to $15,000 per violation to reflect the seriousness of the harm and continued nature of the conduct, and that the respondent's failure to correct even after notice. Thank you. That's all we have. I will present now. Oh, this is yours, sorry. And I will present first Code Inspector Mark Jones, who will then introduce his witnesses to prove the violations of this code.
Hang on a second. Okay, she gave an opening statement. Did you want to give an opening statement?
Yeah, I don't agree to any of it.
Pardon?
I don't agree to it. We take debit card, we do take credit card, we take cash, and we take Zelle.
Okay, so you are
and
denying her.
if people call to get their car, they'll get their car back within 1 hour.
So you're denying the allegation that you require or compel your customers to pay cash.
Yeah, auto yards charge cash,
Okay.
every single one of them.
All right, I understand. My point is, she gave an opening statement, so I'm letting you give an opening statement.
Yeah,
We're
so-
good. All right, let's move on.
Mark Jones, Field Supervisor with the City of Daytona Beach. This case was opened, and they received their first notice of cease and desist on August 28th, 2025. This is for violation of the towing ordinance, and Sergeant Conley will be providing the evidence in regards to the notices.
Good afternoon. My name's Sergeant Shauna Conley. I'm co-liaison for the Daytona Beach Police Department. I've been in this position for just under a year. I've actually been receiving complaints about Volusia County towing since April of 2025. As time has gone on and more people have heard that I'm conducting this investigation, I've been contacted numerous times. Inside the binder that was given to you, there'll be a table of contents that actually will list all of the cases associated with this particular, hearing. The issue with this particular case is they also go to the multitude of violations that occurred in each incident. So on the back of that, you'll see a list of the violations under each subsection to try and help clarify which report covers which violation.
Okay.
Okay. So with that being said, I was first notified that in April of, again, this year, under case number 1, which will be Daytona Beach Police, Daytona Beach Police Department case 25-0006721, reference a tow that occurred off of Seabreeze. With this particular case, the vehicle was towed. When they went to retrieve the vehicle, they made the phone call. They were given a different price, said, hey, you can get it for this price. They went to the location, which is Volusia County Towing in Holly Hill. When they got there, they were quoted a different price. At that time, they were told they could not pay with any card. They had only pay with cash. Verbal disturbance occurred between the owner or the manager at the time who identified himself as the manager. The person involved in this case felt that they had no choice but to pay, so they did. They retrieved the vehicle and then left. I have multiple cases that go to that, similar dynamics with the tow company and the victims or individuals involved in this case. Similar circumstances happened with Daytona Beach case 25-0006722. Again, this was a tow from a private property, reference a permitted parking space. When the owner of the vehicle attempted to retrieve her vehicle, she made a phone call, was given a price. When she went to the location, again, Volusia County Towing in Holly Hill, she was given a different price and was told she could not pay with card, she had to pay with cash. There's also, I have a witness that it occurred, actually one of our officers who could witness, Officer Cooper, I'm sorry, Detective Cooper.
Hate to interrupt. This was case 1, right, that we were going over?
I went over 1. I went to 2.
So 1 goes, just for the record, case 1, as you see in the list of violation, goes to proving the first violation for code section 110-2. It goes to proving section 110-9. It goes to proving sections 110-38, and it goes to proving sections 110-39. The next case now, or if you're still going on.
Sorry. Yes. So in reference to the case that I'm referring to now with Detective Cooper, that would be referenced under case number, or tab number 10. The vehicle was towed from Clyde Morris Landing, which is at 1381 North Clyde Morris Boulevard here in the city of Daytona Beach. The vehicle was removed and towed by Volusia County Towing to location in Holly Hill. When the operator of the vehicle went to retrieve the vehicle, they were told a different price. When they got there, they tried to pay. They were told they could only pay cash. When they asked to see a receipt, they were not given a itemized receipt, which is required by the city ordinance. And a disagreement occurred. Officer Cooper was actually there at the time that the interaction occurred. And if you have any questions, she might be able to expand further on that.
Can I say something?
Just a second. Go ahead.
Officer Cooper, do you have any, I'm sorry, Detective Cooper, do you have anything to add?
Yeah. Do you want to stand?
Yes, yeah, you gotta come to the podium and talk into the mic.
Short here. Okay, so the car was towed. What was that? Oh, sorry. I'm Detective Cooper, Ashlyn Cooper. So the car was actually a rental for my brother, and it was towed to Volusia County in Holly Hill, or Volusia Towing in Holly Hill. And when we got there, we were told that we had to pay by cash. So we went, we got the cash, the price they told us, whatever. And the price did seem a little high for, I think, it only being a night. Again, wasn't offered any type of itemized receipt whatsoever. So again, we couldn't pay by card whatsoever. We had to go get the cash. We came back, and because it's a rental, they said verbatim that the owner of that vehicle had to be present. And we were flabbergasted because I'm pretty sure the owner was somewhere in Texas. They said it was a new law that had just passed in Florida. We asked them for proof of that law numerous times. Never was provided anything. They're like, oh, we're finding it. I was there for over 6 hours. Okay, we provided them, we literally were on the phone with Toro, all these other people. We gave them all the paperwork they needed to release the vehicle to us. All the vehicle paperwork. We were there for over 6 hours because they did not want to release the vehicle to us. And I had to go to work. I already left, and my brother was still there for like another 2 hours trying to get this vehicle back. They didn't look at any of this paperwork, none of it. We had everything that we needed. I don't care if it was towed, okay, it happens. Just give us back the vehicle. We had all the money, everything to get it back. And they would not show us proof of this law that does not exist.
For the record, the law is House Bill 179. It does not state what the respondent is alleging.
Mm-hmm.
They received authorization from the rental company, which gave them power of authority to pick up the car. They had written documentation of this informal power of authority, which was authorized under this House bill, and they still denied it. So there wasn't a law that allowed them to keep the car even after they received authorization from the rental company to release it.
Well, that's wrong because it was released. As soon as the paperwork come in, it was released.
Just a second, Mr. Thompson, were you done?
No, honestly, that was just the big thing, is that they would never tell me, first off, what this law was. They couldn't even name the law for, again, 6 hours. I'm waiting there. And their big thing was that the owner themselves has to be present. So that's all I have.
Which is not in the law.
Well, it is.
Okay, Mr. Thompson, she has testified and she has testified. Do you have any questions you want to ask either of them?
Well, one question. So if a vehicle gets towed in and person phones for a price, if they don't come to pick the vehicle up to the next morning, it's going to be a different price.
Okay, okay, this is not, I'm giving you an opportunity
Well,
to
absolutely,
ask.
the officer there that said that they called up and they got a different price when they picked the vehicle up. Well, if you call at 10 at night and you come back at 10 the next morning, it's going to be a different price.
Okay, well, I hate to sound like I'm
charge storage
running
fees.
the Jeopardy game show here, but if you put it in the form of a question and you put it to her, then she'll answer it for you. So I guess what you're trying to ask her is to acknowledge that if somebody shows up later than the price is originally quoted, isn't it possible that the price could have changed due to the passage of time? Is that what you're asking her?
Yeah, so, I mean, do you know what time the car got towed and what time they picked the car up?
Yes, and some of the cases that are in the case file actually indicate that they tried to pick it up within an hour or two of the phone conversation. And the difference in the price isn't a matter of $30, or actually the $25 fee, which is required by our city ordinance for outside storage. It's a matter of hundreds of dollars. The difference when they make a phone call and they're told it's only $200 and something, and then they go to the actual tow yard and they're told it's $486 to pick up, That's a significant difference from the time in which they picked it. Even if it was a day, let's play devil's advocate. It was 2 days later. That's $25 per day of storage from the time that it actually made the tow yard. That's only $50 more. That does not account for the large variance that I have multiple reports. And again, these are only the reports that have actually been reported to me. There may be other incidents out there that I can't attest to. because
Okay, so
nobody's
if
tried to
once a
report them.
vehicle's been in the yard 24 hours, you do a lien release fee on it.
Mhm.
And you've got to do certified letters as well. And that's the law.
I'm not contesting that. What the issue is that when, as per our city ordinance, if you are required to let them know what the price is at the time that they're gonna come pick it, at what time that change is going to be made. So, for example, hey, it's 6 PM on, let's say, a Saturday. If I come pick my car up on a Sunday, how much is it gonna be? It's supposed to be told, okay, if you pick it up at 8 AM, it's gonna be this much, but at 9 AM, you incur additional fees.
Well,
it's
that's
gonna be this
very
much.
difficult to do because the computer does all the prices. So the driver's not going to see that once it's been there 24 hours, is going to get a certified letter. And if there's other charges, the driver's not going to see that at 10, 11 o'clock at night. So the computer generates it, not the driver.
I can't speak to your operation.
So,
Yeah.
let me speak. So, you have the right to tell them that when they show up, you can tell them the price. The issue is that under our city ordinance section 110-39A subsection 6, it says that you have to provide an enumerated list of all the fees to be charged to the operator. That needs to be provided to them before they pay so that they can see the charges. Do you provide them that list before they pay?
Okay, just a second. You don't have to answer that. You,
Yes, sir.
back over there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I would like you, I've got your book here.
Yes, sir.
It looks like you got 17 incidents here.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's start with number 1.
Okay.
Give me the Reader's Digest version
All right.
as to what was done wrong and what was the harm. So,
Okay.
what are you claiming this gentleman or his company did wrong, and what was the harm? And I assume by harm, I assume you're going to say it went from this, which may or may not have been legal, you're going to tell me, to this, which clearly was excessive. So, case number 1.
Okay. Case number 1, a vehicle was towed from the city limits Daytona Beach off of Seabreeze 200 block. When the individual called the night of that it was towed, he was given a price of $200. The next day, he was told that the price is going to be upwards of $400. When they went to retrieve the vehicle at the location of Volusia County Towing in Holly Hill, they were told they could not make any other payment other than cash. The owner of the vehicle retrieved the money and tried to get the car out, at which point they were told that it was going to be more. A witness on scene asked for an itemized list, which they are allowed to do by our city ordinance, and the tow company refused to give him that itemized list.
No, not allowed, required by our city ordinance.
Required by the city ordinance. The tow company refused to give him that itemized list prior to pay. A disturbance broke out between the employees of the tow company and the victim, as well as the witnesses trying to retrieve said vehicle. A threat was made that if you don't pay or get off my property, I'm going to call the police and have you trespassed. The owner of the vehicle felt she had no other option but to pay. She then paid for the vehicle, and they retrieved the vehicle while they...
What did she end up paying for the vehicle? Do you know?
There's a copy of the actual invoice all the way in the back. She ended up paying $430.45, and the tow was picked up at 2:11 in the morning. And there was no, on the invoice itself, there is no release time, so I can't tell you what time it was released. I can't tell you who released it because this invoice is incomplete, which is also a violation of our ordinance. Additionally, the itemized list here also shows every fee that is in violation of our city ordinance.
Every what now?
It shows the fees and which fees are in a violation. I tried to break it down with that list of violations.
Okay.
So, for example, the flat rate fee that they were charged of $135 per our city ordinance, it can only be $125.
Do you have a copy of the ordinance that in your book? If not, I can provide you a copy in my book. That goes over the rates that...
Okay, so it should have been 125, it was 135.
Right.
Somebody shows up to get the car, they're told 200.
They were told 200 on the phone. Then when they got there, they were told it was going to be 400 and
Okay.
some more than
And
400.
the car was picked up at 2:11 in the morning.
The tow occurred at 2:11 a.m.
2:11 a.m. And when was the car ultimately retrieved? by
Later
the
that
owner?
day.
Later that day.
That's what the witness is telling me.
Later that day, as in
The form
6 o'clock in the morning, or 6 o'clock in the evening, or midnight the next day?
The form doesn't say.
Pardon?
Their form should say the time, but it doesn't. So we're relying on what the witness said.
Yeah, the witness reported that they went later back in that afternoon on the 19th to retrieve the vehicle.
Okay, so it should have been 125, it ends up being over 400.
Yes. So on top of the
And we don't have a proper receipt laying out what the charges were or how they increased.
it was not given to them prior to the victim or the owner paying the full amount as requested.
Shauna, can you clarify for the magistrate, the trespass fee on our ordinance, what it should be, what they charge, what the storage should be, what they charge? Because it's not that it's a flat rate of 125. They are allowed to charge storage fees and other fees, but each of the fees that they charge is higher than what our ordinance. Can you explain that for the magistrate, please?
I can. So specifically using case number 1's incomplete invoice, the tow fee itself for a non-consensual trespass fee in the city of Daytona Beach should be $125. They charged $135. For a outside storage, it should only be $25 by the city ordinance. They charged $30. They provided a discount, which ended up being an extra $45, which is a superfluous fee that I don't understand myself, which is also against our city ordinance under fees that no additional fees can be added outside of the ordinance.
If you would like a copy of the ordinance, this is the book.
Nope, I don't.
Then they also charge a $13.50 surcharge fee for the fuel, which they are not, per our city ordinance, they're not allowed to charge. So in total, I'd have to do the math. Huh?
Okay, Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
what say you to all that?
What do I say to all that? I just looked at what driver released the vehicle, so there's the answer. That guy there with the orange top. He released the vehicle. He overcharged the customer.
He who?
That gentleman there with the orange top, his name is on that. He released the vehicle. He overcharged the customer.
So does he work for you?
He did.
Huh?
He did work for us, yes.
Okay, so then you're admitting your company did exactly what they just accused you of doing.
No, I'm not admitting it. I'm telling you, he's changed the invoice.
Is he a subcontractor or is he an employee?
He was a subcontractor.
Okay. Was he acting in the role that you subcontracted him to do?
So all drivers has got an app on
Was
their
he
phone, so they can go into their phone and they can change anything they want on a receipt. Anything they want.
So you are aware of that practice, that they can change that, and you didn't fix
Well, everybody's got access to it.
Okay.
To release a vehicle. Or
he
they
was,
can't release it.
you hired him as a contractor to engage in duties for your business. He was acting under that role. And when he was acting under that role, he engaged in this misconduct. You are vicariously liable for his behavior.
But the
and you admitted to
problem I've got
knowing that he.
You're showing me this now. I should have seen this weeks ago. So I could
This
go
is
into
in
my
your
computer
system.
and this might not even show that price.
This is in your system. Is this not? Is
Well, it
this,
might not be.
Okay.
I could maybe go into my system and this might only be $225. That's what I'm saying. I'm hearing false pretensions.
So legally, you have to keep these records for 1 year. So if they're not in your system, that's another misconduct that occurred.
Well, I can tell you your records we can go back 10 years. I could phone
So
the
it is
office
in your
right now
system then.
and
So
give them this number and they'll tell you what that car
So
was
you're
released from.
conflicting testimony. Is it, if you keep records for 10 years, this should be in your system?
Yeah, it's in our system.
Okay, so you're aware that your contractors are allowed to change the price. This is a behavior you knew was going on and you didn't fix it. It doesn't matter whether they did it. You knew of this misconduct. You're vicariously liable.
How did I know of it? I only know of
You
this
knew-
right now. This right now. That's just when
So
I knew
in
about
April,
this.
in April of this year, you were not contacted by the police department letting you know this behavior
No.
was happening?
Not one person's contacted me on any of
This is you're on record, you're sworn, testifying
understand that.
today.
There's not one
You're testifying
contacted
today
me.
that this is the first time you're hearing of any misconduct by your company.
Apart from a letter that came from code enforcement. That's all I know.
Your Honor, I would like to introduce impeachment evidence, please, in the form of testimony.
Okay, no, we're not going to do that. First off, we're going to take a break for a few minutes, and then there's some additional information I'm going to be asking for. So anyway, we're going to take a break for about 10 minutes.
Before we begin, we have new witnesses we need to be sworn, that need to be sworn in. Can you please stand and be sworn?
Are they gonna stay over here?
Yeah, they're all witnesses.
Come over here, gentlemen.
So I can hear you.
She can see you and hear you.
State your name. Jamie Banks. And you?
James Banks.
James Banks.
And Charles Nidley.
Charles Nedley.
Yep.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Your Honor, before we went to recess, I was about to impeach the witness.
You're about to what?
Before we went to recess, I was about to provide impeachment testimony to impeach the witness statement that this is the first she's hearing of these violations.
Well, it is. No one's came to me.
Okay.
Not one single person.
All right, folks, let's relax here for a second. Officer Conley?
Sergeant Conley, yes, sir.
Sergeant Conley. It would appear as though your presentation is going to encompass some 17 different incidents. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
about right?
Yes, sir.
And if I wanted to understand the significance, or more importantly, the materiality and the relevance of those incidents, then I guess I would need to know what the statute says as far as what a tow company is allowed to do. And then I would need to know from you what in fact occurred. And then once he's presented this information so he can prepare a proper defense, I give him an opportunity to respond, to both question you and say whatever he has to say. Are you listening to this, Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
You're going to want to pay attention to this part. Okay, and I guess I would want to do that 17 times. Is that what you're here to do?
Do you mind if I speak for you?
Excuse me a second. I asked her a question.
Yes.
Okay. And how much time do you think that would take for you to go through? And I'm sure you got other things to do today. I just want to know, how much time do you think it would take for you to go through that?
Since the incidences pretty much repeat themselves, I would hope an hour, maybe
Okay.
a little bit more.
Because y'all are, I mean, I'm green as can be when it comes to understanding towing of cars other than exasperation.
So was I beginning of April, but
Okay, and as I understand, you have an officer here who's also going to testify. Is your detective done testifying, or is she going to be involved in some of these as well?
she was involved in case number 10, and since we're going back to the beginning, she may come back up again.
Okay, now, has Mr. Thompson seen these materials prior to today?
He hasn't seen these materials, but he has been put on notice numerous times in the past few months about these violations.
I don't care that he's been put on notice about the violations. My question is, are you hitting him with documentary evidence for the first time today?
He made a public records request, which I also ensured that made through, Mr. Thompson did not. Mr. Forsman did, his manager, which I made sure was received by our records division, and they were working on it. I don't know where they were on that
Okay,
process.
well, I don't know what he's looked for in the way of a records request, but this is being proffered at this proceeding, and if I'm hearing correctly, the city's looking for $15,000 per violation, and by my count, there's 17 violations here, so that's a significant sum of money.
We were looking 15,000 per ordinance violation, so only the 4 counts technically. And the
4 counts spread out over multiple incidents? Or 4 charges
4 charges supported by these different instances.
appearing in multiple incidents?
Yes. And in regards to when I spoke to Mr. Forsman.
Hang on a second.
Sorry.
So the relief the city's looking for, and to be perfectly honest, I'm doing this for his edification. Because, and I'm not suggesting there's anything wrong here. I don't want anybody coming before me getting blindsided by anything.
Fair.
Okay. So I'm wanting to know, all right, thank you. You've told me that I guess the city's looking for a fine in the neighborhood of $60,000 then.
Yes, sir.
And the basis of that fine is 4 different charges. And those charges, according to the documents that you're providing, as well as the testimony that you've presented, span these 17 incidents.
Yes, sir. That we know of. And these are
Okay.
just the cases that I know of.
These are the cases that you know of.
Correct. Because I have had several cases, and as attention has been garnered, reference Volusia County Towing, it's expanding. And more people are reaching out to me about incidents that they are experiencing with this particular company. And then, I'm sorry, just to add, when I spoke to Mr. Forsman on the phone, I gave him the case numbers in which specifically to ask for, reference this case. So not only did he make the records request in the broad spectrum of his company's name and involvements, I gave him the specific case numbers that I was working with.
Who are you talking about conveying that information to?
Mr. Forsman has been identified as the manager of Volusia County Towing.
Who's Mr. Forsman?
He works for me as the manager, but I believe we only got 3 reference numbers. There's 17 here. And we requested the information back on the 3rd of September, and we've still never received it.
Okay. All right. Well, before this gets expanded anymore, I have a notice of violation in front of me. Am I supposed to assume these 17 incidents are the matters that he needs to come into compliance on? Or are you telling me y'all are still in the process of accumulating incidents that are going to fall under this notice of violation? Or are you saying or suggesting to me there's going to be another notice of violation to come down the road? At some point, somebody's going to have to saw something off here so he can get ready for it and I can hear it and make a determination.
This is a legal answer. Do you mind if I just chime in for a second?
Go right
Your Honor?
ahead.
So unlike other code violations that typically happen where it's compliance or not compliance, this is a matter of irreparable and irreversible harm where compliance isn't enough. The harm has been done and can't be fixed by compliance. So yes, we're seeking compliance, but in addition, we're seeking the fines because of the harm being irreparable and irreversible.
I understand that. So, and I guess what we've done is we have capped the damages at 60 grand. So I guess what I'm hearing is whether it's 17 cases or 1,700 cases, it's 4 violations.
Yes, everything to what we have now that's being presented to you is being lumped into assuming that we can finally reach an agreement, an understanding of our city ordinances and what we ask the tow company to come into compliance.
Assuming who can reach an agreement?
The city and the tow company. We want
why do I need an agreement?
Well, we want them to come into compliance. That's ultimately our goal.
Well, he's going to come into compliance, or he's going to pay a fine, one or the other, and you've already told me he's in non-compliance.
Yes, sir.
So that horse is out of the barn.
Yes, sir.
So now it's a question of, is he guilty? How many times is he guilty? And if there's going to be a penalty, what's it going to be? And I'm just trying to clarify, I don't mean to sound like a criminal law judge here, but the defendant over here has a right to prepare, and I'm hearing that he hasn't seen this prior to today. I'm hearing some pieces of it may have gotten to his manager prior to today, but I guess this book that you're handing me, the judge, has not been given to him prior to today.
No.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm just talking right now because I'm giving everybody their chance to do whatever they want. I'm giving him time to fully respond. I'm giving you time to finish this if this is not everything that you want to talk about. So, no matter what you decide to present to me for which you want me to hold him liable, I'm going to give it to him. And I'm going to give him enough time to at least look at it, which means I'm not making a decision today. We'll probably have another hearing, but I'm going to give him time to look at it. And what I'm telling you is, since I'm already contemplating additional time, is there more that you're going to want to add to this? And then the next question is going to be, if so, when will it be done?
I am comfortable right now with what we have and saying that this is what I'm bringing forward.
Perfect. I'm not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. I'm just trying to make sure you get every opportunity to gripe about whatever you want to gripe about, and I want to make sure he has an opportunity to respond. That's all I care about. So we're running with this.
Yes, sir.
He has this now. You have it,
Yeah,
right?
I have it now, yeah.
Your Honor.
The only question I would like to ask is, why am I the only tow company? Because here's Arrow's prices, if you want to look.
Don't waste my time with that. I'm telling you right
That's
now,
other tow company's prices.
I don't care.
$135.
Don't
He's the only one that we
care.
received complaints
Just a second,
from.
They
Madam
didn't
Attorney.
matter, because the toner records part
Okay,
of the toner.
Mr. Thompson, please don't interrupt me. If other tow companies are doing something wrong, then I'll wait for the city to cite them, and I'll talk to them the same way I'm talking to you. Unless and until that happens, you're the man I'm dealing with.
Okay.
Now, you have this book. How much time do you need to get prepared for a proper hearing and bring whatever witnesses you want to bring?
A week?
It's fine with me. We get hearing time in about a week? Well, I mean, it's up to y'all's convenience. I'm around. I mean, I'll meet whenever y'all want and whenever these officers are available. Whatever works for them, I'll make the time.
Your Honor, are we still able to hear testimony? 'Cause they're here, and I can't guarantee that we can bring them back next week. Can we just hear?
Well, I heard from the detective. Does the detective have more to add?
No, we have new witnesses that were just sworn in.
Add him to the next month's agenda. And we'll put him at the end of the next month's agenda in November.
We prefer to have a hearing for this next week, just for this case, because it's going to take some time. Okay.
And we have the 28th hearing.
Okay, you have witnesses you want to hear from now.
If Your Honor is amenable to that.
How many witnesses?
3.
Pardon?
4, actually, 4.
And yeah, Ms. Thompson, she also needs to get to work if.
Yes, so 4 witnesses that are missing work to be here today.
Okay, well, we're going to schedule, I guess, what I'll call a final hearing. You have the charging document, for lack of a better term. I'm straying into areas I have no business straying into.
Notice of violation, yes.
We're going to hear from the witnesses because they're here now. We don't want to impose any more than we have already. I'll hear from these witnesses. That is by no means going to preclude the city from bringing whatever other officers they want when we have our final hearing. And that also means if you have witnesses you want to bring to respond or contradict or say whatever you want to say to these materials, then you can do so as well. So that having been said, we will hear from the witnesses now. We will schedule a final hearing. You have the materials at the final hearing. We'll hear it all, and I'll make a decision. So call whatever witnesses you want right now.
So I'm calling.
And keep in mind, every witness you call, he's going to have a right to cross-examine.
Of course, Your Honor. I'm calling James.
Can we call Ms. Thompson? She has to get to work.
Okay. Call Ms. Thompson.
Hello, I'm Ashley Thompson. How are y'all doing? So I'm here on behalf of one of the witnesses, not witnesses, victims that sent in a statement. I think case number 17. He was coming to my residence, which is another low-income family housing. He was surprising me coming in town for the weekend, and there is no towing signs or anything of that nature out where I stay. So when I came home, he was in there, but his car wasn't. It was a rental car, another instance, same as the detective. So when we tried to go get the car, we couldn't get it until the next day. And when we tried to get it, he said we couldn't get it. We couldn't get our stuff from inside. And even though that the paperwork showing that his name was on there saying that he had the rental car for that weekend, he wouldn't let us get it. And we never retrieved the car back. My friend lost his phone, laptop. He's a business owner, couldn't work for a couple weeks. And they became very irate as well. So we also have another police report on the physical altercation that happened. So that's all I wanted to say.
Okay, your friend, what happened? Where did he park his car?
In front of my residence.
And it got towed from there?
Yes, at like 3 a.m.
Okay. And it was Volusia Towing that towed it?
Yes.
And where is their yard? I don't know.
In Holly Hill.
Okay,
It was
so
very
it's somewhere
dark.
in Holly Hill?
Yes.
So this car gets towed from in front of your house, 3 a.m., taken to Volusia Towing, and when do you go down to Volusia Towing?
Right at 3 a.m.
Oh, at 3 a.m.?
Yes.
And you weren't able to get the car at that time?
No.
And you were present?
Yes.
You heard the conversation?
Yes.
And what was said?
It was a lot of yelling going on, so I don't remember verbatim what was said. I do know for a fact my friend went back the next day with his dad, and I have the video.
Well, do you happen to remember what, notwithstanding all the yelling, do you remember any of the conversation as to why he couldn't get the car right then and there?
Because of a law about a rental agreement, the owner had to be there to get the rental car,
Okay.
and the owner was in California somewhere.
Who is the owner? Like Hertz or something?
Like, yes,
that?
Enterprise or one of those, yes.
Okay. All right. So you're not able to get it at 3 a.m. You all go back later on, I guess later that day.
Yes.
And when did you show up the second time?
The second time, that was around like 12 p.m.
12 p.m.
Yeah.
So right after lunch?
Yes.
Okay.
In the afternoon.
So you're back there trying to get the car again. What happened then?
They wouldn't open the gate, so they were saying that we were still in the car because it wasn't his legally, I guess. It wasn't in his name, and his stuff was still in there, and he was trying to get the rental agreement to show that it was his name on there. Can he get his stuff? And once he tried to do that, the man kind of like pushed him off, and it was a whole yelling match, and they had to call the police.
Did the police come?
Actually, they didn't come.
Okay.
He had to go to the actual office and write a written statement.
Who did?
My friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did he ultimately get the car?
Never got it back.
Never got it back?
Yes.
How did he get his stuff?
Never got his stuff.
Never got his stuff?
Yeah. Everything was lost, stolen, and he's even banned from Enterprise because of the altercation. Because he wasn't able to get the car back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as what you know, the only explanation given for him not getting the car back was he didn't have any proof of ownership.
Yes.
Okay. So was there any discussion regarding prices or charges or fees or anything of that nature, or was it all about the ownership of the car?
It was about the ownership of the car. We didn't even get to the point of payments.
Okay.
'Cause, yeah, that's it.
All right. Very good.
Your Honor,
Thank you,
may I
ma'am.
ask a question?
Thank you.
Sure.
Did Hertz give, when he rented the car, did Hertz give an agreement saying that he was an authorized user of the car?
Yes, and that was in the glove compartment.
And that was provided to them?
No, he wouldn't let him get it out the car because it was stolen.
But he did have authorization?
Yes.
To be a, quote, authorized representative of
The vehicle.
Under House Bill 179, that would have sufficed, and under our code section as well, code section specifically 110-39, subsection, apologies, bear with me, G, that also would have sufficed. But then,
Okay. All right, Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
you have a witness there. Now behave yourself. Ask her any questions you want. It's
Yeah.
your turn.
So,
Do you have any questions for her?
yeah, so first of all, what apartment complex was it taken from?
Palmetto Park on Whitney
Palmetto
Street.
Park. Okay, right, so that one was backed in. It was a rental car.
It was on the side of the street. I don't know if it was back then or
Yeah,
not.
we'll have photos of it backed in. It was backed in, I can remember it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the new law came out, I think it was the 6th of July last year, if you want to possibly look that up.
last year, yes.
Yes, the new law came out
You know,
by
let me,
law.
let me help both of you out, you and our attorney. You don't need to make any closing arguments for me. I'll hear all the law arguments later
Yeah.
on. I don't want to waste this late any more questions you wanted to ask her. Because I'm going to hear everything, all your arguments.
no, I
but-
understand that.
But you and
No.
she can debate this on your own time.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can say is we apologise to your friend, but the law states that we are not allowed to.
Objection.
Okay. All right. Mr. Thompson, we appreciate your apology, and I'm sure Ms. Compton does too. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next witness.
Thank you, ma'am, for showing up. So my next witness, tell me your name again. Is it last name? Jamie Becks as an impeachment witness.
Good morning, Jamie Banks.
Good morning. Mr. Banks, can you please tell me how you're related to this case?
I used to work there.
Okay.
Where?
Where?
At Volusia County
Okay.
Towing. Derek is the owner.
For how long?
8 months. I don't know.
What was your title?
Driver, sales.
Okay. And what did you do in that capacity?
I started off a night shift. We would tow cars at nighttime through the whole Daytona Beach area and log them in their computers.
Okay. So we heard testimony today that drivers can change the price and charge whatever they want. Is that correct?
No.
Okay.
No.
Tell me
so
what
if
happens.
I towed his car, the magistrate's car, I put all the information in, sets up the call number or the prices, it sets the mileage, the fuel surcharge, a letter of lien of 250 plus the tow. So it was like four something and change.
So these are automated prices that come up automatically.
These are automatic prices, yes.
Is there anything on the prices you can change at all? Anything?
There's nothing I can do.
Is there any way that you could game the system and do it to get it on your own pocket?
If there is, I don't know because I'm not technically like that.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add about the practices going on at Volusia Tow?
I just had some problems with them with overpricing. I did confront Derek and I did confront Aaron. They kept on bringing up this new law that came in effect with these rental cars. We towed in quite a few rental cars. Bike week of last year or something.
You mentioned a couple of things. Let me ask. So the extra fees that were being added. When did you come to your boss, the owner of Volusia Tow, on
When
this?
did all this happen? Because I was away.
Do you know roundabout when that was? Maybe a year, a month?
No, it was about a month or two until I started getting doubts in my head. Some of the law enforcement officers that I know in both departments, Holly Hill and Daytona, started asking me, and I just said there was a law that was passed.
Okay, a month or two after you started working there, which was earlier this year?
Yeah.
Okay. You also mentioned the new law about the rental car, and how you had some misgivings about it. Can you elaborate?
There was some kind of law that changed that we couldn't release cars to certain people. Not certain people, but if you rented a car, we weren't supposed to give back. Toro cars, we weren't supposed to give back. If you came and got his car towed, we couldn't give the car back to you because you weren't the registered owner, even though you had keys. We were not taking credit cards. We were taking Zelle payments or cash. I towed a car in, for example, for Wells Fargo on Beachside on Seabreeze.
Okay.
And I told the customer what the price was. He came down 10 minutes later. It was $456. I called the manager up, which his name was Aaron Forsman. Asked him, and he said, "Don't ever question my authority. This is what it is." Told the guy. He went to go file a complaint against Holly Hill with Holly Hill PD, and so did I that night.
Okay. You mentioned that only Zelle or cash payments.
Zelle or cash.
Have you ever seen a credit card payment?
No.
in your
Not that
time?
I took out my shift.
Did you and your colleagues ever talk about maybe any of them getting credit card payments? No one that you know of had credit card payments.
I was gone for a couple years, so I didn't know what things changed.
Okay.
So when I was doing tow before I left, there was no Zelle payments. It was
Okay.
just cash.
The new law that was in effect, did you receive any training or explanation? Did they express anything to you maybe about them being happy about the new law or anything about?
Well, all I know is when I towed a car in from Enterprise on Friday night, by Monday morning, it was over $1,200 to $1,500.
Okay. Did they express anything about how the storage fees, to keep it, anything about? Okay. Well, I really appreciate you coming forward today and testifying and providing that impeachment evidence. Thank you.
Yep.
Hello, Mr. Thompson, do you have any
Oh,
questions
sorry.
you wanted to ask?
Yes, yes, sorry.
Okay, so what are you saying? The average cost of a tow ended up being in the neighborhood of where are
Oh,
you?
you're not dismissed. Sorry.
So what are you saying? The average cost of a tow ended up being in the neighborhood of $456?
For people that were parked overnight, the rental cars were not giving back to people. So if you get your car towed on bike
So
week,
instead of 456, based on your experience, what should it have been if it complied
should have
with
been
your
under
understanding
$200.
of
It should have
the
been under,
ordinances?
It should have been under $200 between the tow and then the storages and the gate fee. No fuel surcharge was. There's no tow company besides Daytona Beach record that does the surcharge charge. Private properties, we're not supposed to.
Okay, thank you.
Repeat
sir.
that. Sorry, no other tow company does what?
They're not supposed to charge a fuel surcharge, but Daytona Record does it for their police department.
Okay.
So you can only do it for the police department, not for private properties.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I have one other witness, Xavier? James, I'm sorry. How are you? Can you
Good.
please state your name for the record?
James Banks.
Mr. Banks,
Yep.
how are you related to this case?
His son.
Okay.
I'm his son.
Have you ever worked at
I
Volusia?
worked with them, yes.
Okay.
Never worked for us.
I worked with
You never
guys.
worked for me, you never
I worked
received
with
$1
Mr.
from my
Thompson,
company.
Mr. Thompson, you can ask him questions when it's your turn, sir.
It's all lies.
Let's,
Thank you.
okay, let's keep it civil. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So what was your job title in working at Volusia?
Just helper.
Okay.
Help.
What did you do as a helper at Volusia Towing?
I helped with many things.
Okay.
With cars and stuff like that,
So you were privy to their practices in this capacity.
basically. Yeah.
Is there anything that rose alarm to you about the way they conducted business?
The pricing
Okay.
of what they're charging people.
And you mentioned to me that, so I can't submit this into evidence, but you did show me a screenshot.
Yep.
Can you just talk about what that showed?
So it showed that they charged for a rental car of $600 for a tow fee, and they were charging gate fee, fuel surcharge, and storage of, I think, like $50 they were charging for it.
How often did you see that kind of practice?
Every time they towed a rental car in.
Okay. And is there any other practices that? Okay.
Not that I know of.
Thank you so much for your testimony. You'll be now
Mr.
questioned.
Thompson,
by
do you have
the
any questions?
Respondent. Oh,
Is that?
That is the, yes, that is it.
Okay.
do you want to ask some questions on that?
Actually, I was going to say that was emailed to me. Excuse me,
Sorry.
Switch places. So it's actually part of the case. What he's referring to is actually under tab number 14. So the actual documentation, how it got to me, which was via email from the deputy chief's office, as well as the actual photograph of the internal system that is being used and how the fees were associated. So it is actually
Okay.
in evidence.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anything else?
Gotta come back, he's gonna ask me.
Yeah. Did you have any questions for our witness?
No.
The magistrate is done.
I'm done.
You're good. You're relieved. Do you want to speak? I have one final witness that is here. Hello, sir. Can you please state your name for the record?
Charles Nedley.
Charles, can you
I'm sorry,
please-
Charles what?
Nedley, N-E-D-L-E-Y.
N-E-D?
L-E-Y. Nedley.
Mr. Nedley, can you please explain how you're related to this case?
I worked for them
Okay.
for a while.
In what capacity?
Huh?
In what capacity? What was your job title?
I was a driver.
Driver?
A record driver, yes.
Can you explain to me what you did in that job?
Towed private property tows and whatever they needed me to do.
Did you experience, let me pull exactly, did you experience any excess fees, any failure to provide a credit card as an acceptable payment?
There was never a credit card at nighttime when I worked. I don't know what they did during the day. I was never there, but during the day when I worked, at the nighttime, there was no credit card, none of that stuff, cash only.
So you never saw, and you never billed anyone a credit card. What about excess fees? Are you
Never
aware?
had any of that either. It was always cash.
No, I meant, so, a new question
Oh,
now.
sorry.
So, were you aware of Volusia Tow charging extra fees?
Yes.
Okay, can
Numerous
you
fees, and I
elaborate?
questioned Aaron about it numerous times.
You have, okay.
And he said, like he said to him, don't question me. I make the fees, that is, and I don't even think Derek knows half of the fees that are being charged and all that stuff, be honest with you. That's just me, saying that.
Okay, no, that's fair. So Aaron, who is Aaron?
He's the manager.
He's the
He's the one
manager.
who we answer to.
Okay, so he works for
He's the
Volusia Tow.
manager, yep.
So when did you raise this do you know when you raised this to his attention the very first time, and extra fees?
Quite a few times. There was more than one time that I did.
Can you estimate maybe the year, the month that you
That was
brought
back
this?
in probably June, July of 2025.
Okay, 2025 this year? Okay, so this has been brought to their attention. Do you currently still work at Volusia Tow?
No, I
Okay.
left them due to the overcharging.
Okay.
And nothing was getting done. I had an incident with Detective Cooper, with their brother's vehicle getting towed, and it was a big ordeal that day where it was to the point where it got pretty, and I literally packed up and left that day.
Yeah. Is it difficult for you having to enforce something you don't believe in?
Mm-hmm. And I actually brought off the ordinance for the rental vehicles.
Yeah.
And I gave it to her to show her that, that it says that we have to release these vehicles if the people's names are on the thing and they have the keys. So we can't just hold it from them.
It's about the rental?
That
rentals?
rental, yeah.
So did you receive any training or guidance on how you need to handle rentals?
No, they were told. I was told by them, him and Aaron, about we're not allowed to release rentals. That's so they could in turn tow it to wherever it needed to be towed to make extra money.
When you express these concerns, do they give you any point to any law, give you any copies,
No, they didn't give me
any
no
kind of
copy.
assurance?
I actually sent Aaron a picture of the copy of the rental agreement because we were in cahoots, arguing to try to release our brother's Jeep. And he didn't want to hear it from me.
No.
He was pretty loud on the phone.
Are you aware of any now moving on from that,
Mm-hmm.
are you aware of any situations where the cars were not not provided to people who were there to pay within an hour?
There's numerous times that, yeah.
Okay. Are you aware of any times where the respondents requested an itemized list and they were not provided an itemized
Yeah,
list?
we had no way to print it out.
Reclassification. Are you aware of a practice where they take cars that weigh, let me see it, that would fall under the lower classification of a Class A, and then they classify them under a Class B to charge more?
There's quite a few of them. I mean, a Jeep Wrangler is not over the weight limit for a $300 tow, which is a medium duty tow.
Yeah.
There's numerous, Expedition, there was one that was overcharged, and that's not a medium duty tow.
So we're not here to charge on that because that's a state law violation, but it goes towards the fraudulent behavior. So I appreciate you bringing that up today.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add?
I feel that they shouldn't be charging what they're charging. They should either get, charges for it or get shut down. That's my opinion.
You have now opportunity to question the witness. Wait till the magistrate releases you.
I don't have any questions.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And I believe that that's all the witness. Oh,
Can I go?
yes. Do you have something? Apologies. We should have brought you sooner. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Sir, my involvement in this
State your name
incident.
for the record. Just
My name's Officer Jonathan Abate. And my incident and this involvement would be on tab 11 in your book. So back in August 31st of 2025, I was working in overtime detail in our Seabreeze corridor. We work until 3 o'clock in the morning on that overtime detail. Probably at around like 2:45, we were in the area of 600 Seabreeze Boulevard, which is the Dollar General. It used to be a Wells Fargo, or it used to be a Walgreens. Now it's a Wells Fargo. They pay to park in the parking lot for Seabreeze, the clubs and bars in the area. Myself and another detective, we got flagged down by two parties in that area. They were getting towed by two tow trucks, which were from Volusia Towing. One vehicle was already released and put down off of the tow truck. The other tow truck had a vehicle in the air. They were talking to us about the price that they were being charged for a drop fee. So these people had a civil issue with the timing, whatever happened. But the two Volusia Towing trucks backed up to the trucks, lifted the cars up, and the owners of the cars wanted to release the car on scene. And they were charging $62.50 to release the vehicles. The one party didn't agree on paying that, and then the other party actually paid $62.50. In our city ordinance, it does state that a release fee on scene is $25 and no more on the weekends. I believe it's the weekends and after 5 p.m. We instructed the tow truck drivers of that city ordinance. They referred to Volusia County ordinance or code, which allows a $62 charge. They issued a refund back to the one party and just dropped the other vehicle, and they left. Volusia Towing did. So that was my incident in this case.
That it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. Good.
And we don't
Hold on
have
a second.
Oh, sorry.
Did you want to ask the officer any
No.
questions?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
In terms of substantive material, the city will rest until our final hearing. I do have 2 procedural matters.
You have what now?
Substantive presentations were done until the final hearing, but I do have 2 substantive, 2 procedural corrections if the respondent doesn't have anything else he'd like to
2
present.
procedural corrections. What does that mean?
So you asked Shauna if Sergeant Connolly if she had anything else she'd like to add to this. She replied no. I just want to make a small correction on the list of violations on this list, the one that she kind of enumerated everything. The last one that says section 110-39, it lists violations of subsection B and C, and we just want to add a violation of subsection A as well. So that's the first procedural.
So what page are you on your book?
It's
before
it's
any
the
of
last
tab.
page before tab 1.
Yeah, the last page before tab 1.
Under section 110-39, the prerequisites for towing for private property, I guess we're adding subsection A along with B, C.
Okay.
And then the final correction is on the notice of violation, which is the first page of the book. It's this right here, the notice of violation. It lists 5 violations. It erroneously lists section 110-37. We are removing that from the list of violations. It should only read section 110-2, section 110-38, section 1-1039, and then section 1-10, 110-9.
10-4. All right, when we resume, I'll expect you to summarize your 17 occurrences.
Yes, sir.
And what I'll be interested in is what was the violation? If there was an overcharge, what was the overcharge? What should it have been? What did it turn out being? You'll have an opportunity to cross-examine everybody. Well, I guess it's going to be Sergeant Conley. You'll have an opportunity to cross-examine her regarding the contents of this book, and you'll also have the opportunity to bring any witnesses of your own if you want to bring them.
Yeah.
All right, the secretary will be in charge about getting this scheduled for us, and we'll go from there. And so that I can be clear now, the relief that's being sought is 4 violations. I use that word loosely. 4 violations. And the proof of those 4 violations are going to be these 17 incidents. I understand not all of them apply to every violation. I understand that. So the 4 violations are what appear on the notice of violation. The proof of those violations is in these 17 file materials that have been provided to you. So you need to be prepared to respond to whether or not what you did was a violation or not. Cross-examine whoever's going to be here to testify. Present whatever testimony of your own you want to bring. And once I hear all that, then I'll make a decision. 10-4?
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. And you've got the book, so everyone should be on the same field of play.
Are we doing this as a continuance, or what kind of order are we doing today?
I guess it will be a continuation of, we've already obviously started.
Just a continuing.
We've already started case number 1, so it's a continuation of case number 1. And
So are we going to try to do this next week, or are you guys wanting to do it at the next one? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause even with trying to do the nuisance abatement.
I'm fine.
Having a clear hearing.
Yeah.
This room has been booked and.
Yeah, no, I forgot about the nuisance abatement.
Yeah, and I had a heck of a time getting nuisance abatement at the end of the month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the
I forgot about
28th,
that, sorry.
so I'll do the continuance for the next November hearing. It's the best.
then we will see you at the
Yeah, it's only a couple weeks.
November hearing,
November 11th.
November
Would we be able to
11th,
do it after nuisance abatement, since all they're doing is signing the order?
and it'll be,
Oh, but he
it'll
won't.
be,
It's the 28th.
and I assume it'll be the last matter on the agenda.
There's only, all they're doing is coming to sign the stipulation. We already have a signed stipulation. They're just coming to sign it. Let me pull
So
up.
that's if he's available,
If you're available, Your Honor, and if you're available, sir.
What are we
It's the
talking about?
28th of,
Tuesday, the 28th.
oh, there's also a trespass, but that should be quick too. It's up to you. We could do, I was just offering an other option. We can do next hearing if that works too.
Yeah,
I was just,
I think, okay, stick with November 11th.
Very good.
That'd be too much.
what date would it be so I can let him know on record?
11th.
The 11th, November 11th, are you available?
Yeah. Would need to be in the morning though, because I've got cancer, so I've got to go for radiotherapy in the afternoon.
So it will likely be at the end of the, well, if you want to do it in the beginning, that's your prerogative.
What
but
time are
this will
your
take time.
treatments, usually?
4:30.
We'll be done long before then.
So can I just say one thing?
Sure.
Just so you understand. So in this area, there is two sets of rates. Okay, so the county's got rates and Daytona's got their own rates. So if you're in Ormond Beach, it's a different rate. If you're in somewhere else in Volusia, DeLand, it's a different rate. So the rates here are low in Daytona, but just city Daytona. Everywhere else is higher rates.
All right.
But all the toll companies are all charging $135, and I've got proof.
Okay,
You
well,
go to commission and request them to increase the rates.
Yeah, well, I want to bring all the court. I want to bring all them to court as well, because these three guys as witnesses, as ex-employees that was stealing, and they're all working for Universal Towing now, and they're 100% against us.
We don't have
because
to-
that's your competition.
I
So
understand.
they're going to say anything they want against us.
I understand, but we don't have police complaints under any other tow
Yeah.
company except you, so.
okay,
Okay.
where's my hammer? We're adjourned.
Thank you.